Hello there, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hang on, just give me a second, because I feel like I should make a little bit more of an effort this morning. I will be in a bit, and you might actually see me dressed today, because obviously I've got to go to the clinic with the boys today. So anyway, I wanted to come on live last night when we got back, as in me, Phoebe, and the boys got back from the beach. Hiya there, Claire. Good morning. Because we had a really great time and it was really funny. I've been converted to TikTok properly, and also within my sort of dance structure and things like that. It was quite funny because we went up to, you know, when I go up to the back of the chip shop, and we've got all of the green and stuff like that. We went down at the bottom of the hill, and she was just sitting up her TikTok, showing off and doing her little TikTok things. So then she said, are you going to do it with me or not? And it was, I can't think what song it was or something, Battlefield or something. And it was really funny because Phoebe was getting me to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is where my spasticness comes in. It is meant to be under and back, and I'm trying to go bump from back, and it's like, and the other thing is as you realise, I'm a spontaneous dancer and I do it in my own way. And then all of a sudden we had a motorbike come over and my kids ran over to it, and I thought, yes, babysitter. So me and Phoebe were able to carry on for a minute while the boys were messing around with the motorbike and chatting to the kid. They were literally sat next to us, do you know what I mean? And respectfully, as a lad, he turned his back because I was messing around with some shadows. And the really cool thing about it is I had a light behind me, and I've knackered my shoulder. I've really messed my shoulder up. And I'm doing my thing, but the greatest thing is I had 2 shadows in between it. So literally from my shoulder, I had a lighter version of the shadow and then a darker version of the shadow. But at the beginning, I didn't realise I had shitloads of kids sitting up the top that were smoking joints and things like that. But I couldn't see them, not at this particular point. So of course I've got my music in my head and stuff like that. And I thought, no, I don't care. I don't care whether these kids... I caught them at the corner of my eye, and usually that would make me go and walk off because I've actually got a proper audience. There's a difference between scatty old Kellie dancing and going down the road and, not giving a shit about what people think. Just turn my hearing up then, my volume up then, because I think my volume was down. So I was doing that for a bit, which was really, 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 really cool. And then we haven't uploaded any of the TikToks because we were just practicing and seeing how I feel about it and things like that. But we did do one of just me and Phoebe just sitting at the top of the hill and a song on, and Phoebe doing what she's doing and I'm sort of mimicking behind her and things like that. And it come out absolutely fucking epic, to the point that I looked at it and went, yes, I'm so converted to TikTok. So I'm definitely going to push the whole social media thing, but I'm going to fragment it a little bit more, and I am going to start using TikTok properly because, one, it will hold my rants down, and if I'm coming in and I'm in reaction, it will make me do it in a slightly different way. I've sort of avoided it because I wasn't sort of here to do it in that sort of way. Do you know what I mean? This has been an emotional curveball for me. Wow, my day's really fucked up already, by the way, this morning. So anyway, the other thing is when Dean's here, I'm able to go out late at night. When Dean's here, I'm not here, I can't do it because I just can't get out. And last night, I decided I was only going down to sort some stuff in the car because obviously when you've got the boys up here, it's not easy to keep going back and forth, even to the bins. I mean, you've basically got to shoot down there, and it's either a case of taking the kids with you, taking the kids with you, taking the kids with you. So a lot of people would say, Kelly, stick your kids in school, your house will be tidy during the day, you can get on. That isn't going to work for my family right now. There is no point doing this until the paperwork is correct for the boys, okay? They're not particularly missing out on much in terms of education at the moment. We do stuff, they get their socialisation. No, we don't have the consistency, but obviously people like Phoebe is a friend to the boys. And then, of course, when we go and see Danny, who's her uncle, he's got his kids. So that might not happen within my family, but I want that more for the boys. I want for the boys, literally, my aim and my hope is that I get this judicial review done and then the judge turns around. Say, use the trolls for an example, the person who's got the website up, yeah? They're basically discrediting my degree, discrediting my, or trying to, discrediting my diagnosis, and then, what's the main one? Morning! What's the main one? I think that's the main two things. And then obviously my relationship with Dean at the moment is being used against me. And that's fine, but what they've done is potentially cause for me and Dean not to finish with the counselling and resolve this situation. Dean's where he is on what he does, and that's it. Yes, darling.
Well, why are we not going to Spoons?
We are going to Spoons on the 18th.
Right now?
No, on the 18th, on payday, unless I sort out this garage. So anyway, just a quick one. I've got to leave at 1:30 today. It's about 11-minute drive. Yes, we're going to be doing that in a bit, yes. Right, go and talk to Phoebe in a minute. This is why Phoebe's here, so I can get these done. Go and talk to Phoebe. Yeah, go and talk to Phoebe about it. No, they're Phoebe's. We've got to get an egg. Come on, go and speak to Phoebe, because this is why Phoebe's here, so I can get all this done and get on top of stuff at the moment. Go on, go and speak to Phoebe. I love you. Kiss, kiss. You got a little shy? Oh, I do love him. He's so cute. So anyway, let me finish this, because I'll go through these things in the morning, especially, I don't know if you saw my live from last night. Couldn't help it. Sorry, guys, couldn't help it. But I wake up in the morning and I go, should have I just left him to it? Should have just walked around? What if these guys are really horrible people? You want, sorry? You're shy? Oh, my kids have my attention, by the way. My kids are certainly not denied my attention. Yes, I was about to say I woke up with a rolling pin this morning. I didn't actually get to bed until late, and then Phoebe actually got woken up by the hamsters last night on their wheel. What a Shiloh's actually wanted is the cookie mix. Aren't you, dude? Right, quickly, are you ready? Is he still asleep? Oh, dog's up as well. So, dog's up. Phoebe dragged me out of bed this morning. Literally, I woke up with a rolling pin poking me this morning. Come on, get up. You've got to do the boys' bedroom. I would have been up not long after, but Phoebe was up before me and banging me with a rolling pin. So we've had sword fights this morning with rolling pins. I've nearly squirted her with the shower water. And every time I'm attempting to go to the bathroom, she's turning the shower on and trying to get me. So it's been a bit fun this morning already. So yeah, but I've woken up this morning and then my text message has sent me a text to say that PT Academy have taken my direct debit for this month. And obviously the money's not in it, so it's now kicked me to being overdrawn, which has now fucked up my petrol thing. It was closed last night. I couldn't believe it. And I've risked my car. Literally, once your car goes on red, you got about 20 miles potentially before your car will go bump. So the thing is, what I could do is try to leave early in my car, and if it fucks up, the money will go back into my account at about 3 o'clock. So then I've got a chance. But the problem is the appointment is at 2 and 3. So is that Artilly up there? I do believe Artilly's come on. Has Artilly come on? No. What's Tilly's surname?
May, but she's got a spam account.
can't get into my normal got one.
What does she class herself on Crackbook?
It's Facebook.
Yeah.
Tilly Murray.
No, it's not her then. Not Matthews.
No.
Oh, so it's not our Tilly then. Hello there, Tilly, anyway. I've now just sort of basically get on. I've got our Tilly coming up in a minute, and the girls are going to give me a hand just to try to get on top of a couple of things before we head properly into the new year. And
No! You stink.
you stink! I'm going to give you my dog breath. Oh, God, what's on the back of your tonsils? Do that again. No, do that again. You need to have a look at your tonsils, missus. So, yeah, give myself a head wobble and get on. I've washed my dinner stuff all, ready to go away in a minute. And the dog is up, ready to go for a quick walk, which is what I'll do quite quickly in a minute. Just take her so she can go out. I think she's on tuna this morning, so I'm going to have to give her a load of tuna. I've got to try to get to the point that the painting is finished on some of my bits today. But it is literally, a lot of these toys have got to go. It's just too much. My boys officially have too many toys. They do.
You haven't showed them
It's just... What picture?
the one I brought here yesterday.
What picture?
On the fridge.
Oh, yeah, bless. Because she knew she was coming up. She's done me a picture. Yes, darling. You're going all shy? Since when? It's all right to be shy. Let me just show you this picture and then we're going.
Dad, I want me to.
Yeah, because you want to make cookies. Look. Show me a picture for my fridge. It says, peace and beauty are linked. If you be... How come it says if you be peaceful?
You are peaceful.
I quite like that, though, if you be peaceful. I know it's not proper English, but that's actually I quite like it like that. If you be peaceful, you will be beautiful. And this was now goes on my fridge on the thing. But yeah, I forgot how much I love having teenagers around. Even last night, I think one of the main reasons that I just don't spend any time with people properly, well, we do, is the fact that I'm so used to being out with Liam and Daniel. So Liam and Daniel first, and they've always been there. They've been there since, I was like 18, do you know what I mean? And then obviously Aaron and Faith came along later, and we were so used to just sort of all being us and hanging around with everything that links. So if Liam's girlfriend or Liam's friends and Daniel's girlfriends, what I haven't had is the family and the cousins and all that, and my brothers and sisters and that sort of all around in normality. When I lived in Preston, obviously I saw them like yearly. Just go and ask Phoebe what time, when we're going to need to sort the egg for first. I'm going to go because he is literally wanting to shoot out for a walk with me. Oh dear. I've got to try and do my sale this morning. Have we got a rainbow coming yet? So yeah, also my head is going to batter me all morning going, did I do the right thing with the police last night? Should have I done that? What if they were absolute arseholes and they're getting bad people off the streets? Was it really necessary? But actually then I go, I think it is. Because at the end of the day, nobody does this stuff. Yes, darling. This is why Phoebe's here, so I can get on, because Shiloh only ever does it when I'm on a live. I mean, he's pretty much cuddled up to me or doing stuff with me. So we're trying to find that boundary between working from home and homeschooling from home and living in the home. So anyway, I felt it was the right thing to do. Don't pull my pants down. I do. My intuition and everything says to me it was the right thing to do, because there really wasn't an actual criminal crime and they hadn't been smashing things up. I don't know whether there was an escalation between the two and got into a fight. That's what nobody has confirmed to me. But everything that I've asked, and I did, before even going live, I said to them, is there, and even the police are going, no. So it's like, so basically, you basically could have just had a bit of a chat with them, but because you've been, that he's gone into fight and flight, this is what it's pretty much over, isn't it? By how they have reacted to the police being around. And I think this is the massive problem with a lot of people, is the police will want to see if something's okay, and they might just be genuinely wanting to make sure everything's okay. And I would say the majority of police officers are genuinely trying to do a good job. A lot of them come out of being bullied and they've got the wrong intentions for going into it. But I would say that the majority of the people choose that service. What they don't think they're going to be doing is protecting the Crown. They do believe they're going to be keeping crime off the streets. We don't want the crime. We don't even want the noise pollution. But what I'm saying is the way this line is in detaining somebody, the way this line is in the fact that a lot of people are in fear of being arrested or even unlawfully arrested, and especially with COVID, especially with people with the rules and stuff like that, because people don't know the line, and it's a very, very, very blurred line at the moment, and because people don't know that line, they don't know how to deal with the situation. Like people, even during lockdown, when it was like, you've got to go out for this time, and when you're seeing people getting arrested, it's like, well, I'm not even going to risk it. I don't want to walk out down the shop and bump into a police officer. And it creates that fear. And like I said to the police on the video last night, no judge can detain anyone. They haven't got they're not allowed to. Yeah. So if a judge was walking down the street and saw somebody smacking somebody's head in, he has to call the police. A social worker cannot remove children. A social worker, by the way, so if you're ever in this situation and they say you've got to sign a Section 20, that's coercing you, okay? So a social worker cannot remove your children from you. Cannot do it. They don't have the grounds to do so. The only people who can restrain us is the police. Even the army can't do it. It is just literally the police. Yes, obviously, there is training in place to implement people when it comes to autistic, learning difficulties, but this is a problem. If you are a child in a school and you're doing really well and then you get restrained, you will not have the same trust. It's exactly the same as somebody in a relationship. Take me and Dean for an example, which brought us to the head care homes can. Yeah, exactly. No, they can't arrest you. They can restrain you, but they can't arrest you. They can hold you, but they can't arrest you. And this is the difference. And I think this is the problem, because take the situation with me and Dean, yeah? It only takes one incident of violence to change the whole relationship. Yeah? And I will stand my ground that even lockdown was how long when I did that dance? It was my birthday. So when I got nutted by Dean, how long ago was it? Like literally a long time ago. It forced me to sign on my own. It's forced me to stand my ground with Dean. Dean still wants to move forever forward, and I'm still standing there going, where's my sorry? Where is the acknowledgement of what's gone on? Being that I put on a mask and protected it from all the police and everything. Social, no. Housing, no. It's not known, so please don't think, oh, no. You know, I'll even post the pictures of the blood going down off my face, yeah? You know, but at the end of the day, that damage is done. And that is exactly the same with the police. You've got a lot of people on here as well. And funny enough, the guy that was sitting on my live last night was somebody who was illegally detained and spent time in prison, innocent. So at the end of the day, I think this line has got to be no longer blurred, because people don't know how to put the ICPC in. People don't want to bring complaints. People do leave it. And then you end up in a situation like me, when then all of a sudden, one day, you come along and you've got paperwork and you're going, where's this paperwork come from? And it's like, hang on a minute, I should have dealt with that at the time. And I've been trying to deal with my paperwork for a very, 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 very long time as it is. And sorry, Oliver, I was just talking about you then. So I've been trying to deal with my paperwork for a very, very, very long time. Hence why I wanted my foster care file in the first place. Because prime examples like today, we're going to the podiatrist, yeah? So that's starting with feet. Now, the problem with the EDS clinic is we should be going to an EDS clinic now. So literally, we should be booked in to go to an EDS clinic, and then we should get a full round going, boom, boom, boom. Oh, hang on a minute. We need to make sure that we're looking at the shoulder. So literally, last night, I've knackered my shoulder, so my shoulder's going to be a bit down. bit down here today, and officially my shoulder is in a complete sublux and a tear at the moment. I could really do with Nick completely relocating my shoulder. That was just literally me messing around dancing last night. It was fucking epic. It was certainly worth it. I'll suffer for it today. But it just goes to show why I can't do anything professionally with it, because it only takes another injury and I can be out for ages. So there's no point, absolutely no point. So it's just for fun. It's just for a hobby. It's just for me being the best version of myself, doing what I love and things like that. So, and also the thing with the police as well, by the way, is what you got to remember is a lot of it is about my trauma. A lot of it is about me being able to stand in front of the police and yes, I scared. Yes, I worry. Yes, I'm trembling. Yes, it's going on in my head going in any second, Kelly, they can pull you over. Especially like when the other one jumped out the car and he walked back and I'm thinking, oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. And not only that, it's not like Dean was at home. So I won't put myself in a situation, even on the protesting line. I'm still learning that line myself. And it's like, even then, I don't take it out in the public, I'll deal with the police. And the things that I said to them police officers, whether the boys on the floor were needed to be arrested or didn't need to be arrested, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, hang on a minute, let me work something out. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There was about 14 police officers there last night. So that was 14 police officers that I was able to get into here. Yeah? Because they're so trained. It's like the army. Yeah? The police, and they're so trained. So even if they've got a man going in front of them, and this is why you have things like Down on Anonymous, yeah? And you've got the man in the red going, rah, 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 because the police have got to be trained in this, yeah? So they build a defence system against that, because otherwise someone will go, look at you, you little boy, look at you, you little boy, what you going to fucking do, you little fucking police scum? And it will break them. And it will break them here. So they're trained to make sure that the public can't break them, okay? So last night, I do believe that I know full well that they're going to go back to their office last night and they don't forget my name. And they're allowed to camera. They're allowed to have body cameras on them. But if them students said, I want to see your body camera, yeah, them students might turn around and go, I'm really, really sorry. I was drunk. We were dicks. And the police, all right, it got a little bit out of hand with restraining him because he was panicking and he was getting hurt. And that's what was causing it. And actually, if I hadn't have come along, they probably would have smashed the other lad's head just as they were about to. I literally came in as they were about to grapple and pull the other one down. And in the end, they just stood up and talked to him instead of putting him down on the floor. And it's like, I had it the other day when I went down the hill and I didn't have my camera on me and it was a lad getting arrested. All right, okay, it's a little bit of weed. I get it. But is it worth messing up the complete lives of people? Is it? Is it really do so? Is it that black and white for police to go, especially if you're in a community, yeah? Say somebody like me before I go, yeah? When I first got here, the police should have known where I'd come from, what was going on. Portsmouth should have took me in and gone, look, love, you've just had a fucking horrendous 2 years. We get it, we get it. I should have been put in properly with a good fucking counsellor, probably even a proper trauma specialist. Oh, the other thing is, I'll just show you quickly. I'm going to try and go and have this done. 2 seconds and I'm on it. Where's my leaflet that I got last night? Hang on. Oh, I put it up here last night. Where did I put it? Oh, watch my neck. Feeling a bit tender from dancing last night. I wanted to actually properly show it to you because people who've got trauma might not know about this. Oh, I can't find it now. I picked up, basically, when I went into town the other day, a thing from a hypnotist. And I can't find the actual letter. And one thing that hypnotists do for people that have got trauma or thing is the eyes, yeah? And I don't know if people know, but your eyes will move left and right depending on which brain it's trying to activate. And it's the same as if you're telling a story. You can tell if somebody's lying or trying to make up a story based on which way they look. I can't remember which way it is. So if I go backwards, hang on a minute, we're trying to remember Aaron and Faith being taken. So I'm looking up that way, yeah? So if I was trying to create something and go, once upon a time, there was a dog. The dog had a cat. And I think I'm starting to go that way. So basically what they do is they take you into your trauma and they get your eyes going. And it's amazing. I don't think people understand how trauma can really cause devastating consequences. Some people can be completely paralysed by it. And they're the ones walking around going, and it's just trauma. So I'm having a look at having this done. And this year is a very serious year for me, especially as all the COVID stuff is going to get even worse. There's going to be a lot more variants coming in, especially through January, February. And I want to make sure that my immune system is really freaking kicking in. I want to make sure that and just for my own self as well, COVID aside, you know, any form of illness. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do about today because I now can't do my petrol thing until 3 o'clock. So I'm trying to think, can I risk taking the car to get us there? And as long as we've got there, it's not a problem. And then I'll be able to do it on the way back. But the problem is the petrol station that I need is this side. And I've got to go all the way over to the other side. And if I clunk out of petrol in that meantime, that wouldn't be good. So this has really pissed me off now. So I'm hoping, I know it won't switch back until 3. They'll expect me to get the money in by 3. And then if not, then it kicks back out and it will put me back. But that's no good for my boy's appointment today. So it's the way it is. It shouldn't be, but it's the way it is. If me and Dean had stuck it out through Christmas, then I'm probably in a much better situation now anyway. And we sort of have stuck it out, but we haven't. And I'm just not willing to move forward until the boundary's set, basically, because I just can't put myself in a situation that could ever happen again. And I'm not saying it doesn't. So, you know, it doesn't matter how you want to try and handle somebody, does it? But at the end of the day, if somebody is a complete risk to society, and I mean literally, they're walking through town, smashing up the fucking things, throwing the bloody windows through, you know, you've got to intervene. There has to be something, you know, but like I've said, and I said yesterday, the way the functions of the police in the protecting the crown, that's all over. We've got to really think about this. We've got to really seriously, as a society, all come together. And there's nothing they can do if people start bringing and holding them accountable. It's just that people don't know how to do it and people don't know how to follow it through. And it's fucking scary. I could have been in court at any point. It's a fucking scary thing for somebody like me to face my trauma. And this is why I'm saying the people around me don't understand. And what Dean, my mum, my family members should all be doing is, Kellie, on the day on the court, we will be there. We're going to be in the back. It's not going to be a problem. We're going to be there. And when we are pulled forward, we're going to be there and we're going to be, you know, standing up for you. And we're going to be there to show that we are family and you've got this support. Had they had all done that at the beginning, then they never could have used the fact that I was a lone mother on my own in the first place. And they were using that. They used my mum and my dad, saying, they made out that I didn't even know my mum and dad. They made out that my mum and dad was long gone, and I was rejected by my parents and stuff. They didn't even question the fact that I lived with my mum and my dad. You know, they just took a snapshot from paperwork and painted a completely different picture. And it's exactly the same as what the Troll's doing. The Troll has written up that blog in such a way that it paints a picture of, one, somebody who really doesn't like me, but what it's doing, it's like, so I've never, ever, ever said that I did a 2-year part-time degree. Never. Everybody has always said, I've told you what years I've gone to university. I even talk about in my second year. Yeah? In my second year, this happened, yeah? So the fact that they're doing this, there are laws in a court to be able to go, well, that's incorrect. The problem is most people haven't had the opportunity to do that. So anyway, I'm going to go because I'm going to go nick some papers off of one of my neighbours quickly. See you in a bit.